Welcome back, Stas23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And before I get started, if you like this video, please drop a thumbs up on it. It helps out the channel more than you can imagine. If not, thumbs down works as well. And if you like knife content and you're not already, smash that subscribe button. Alrighty, today I'm going to give y'all my top 10 favorite budget fidget knives. I know usually think you got to pay, a ton of money to get, those nice fidgety actions and stuff like that. But there's definitely some fidget knives out there. All these that are that I'm showing are going to be $100 and under. So I can hit, all those different price points because everybody's budget blades are different. So I got some ranging all over the place. Let's get started. First up is coming from CJRB, and that is the Rhea. This particular one is an exclusive one, but you can get the Rhea with the G10 scales and the 12C27 for 34 bucks. And you can get it in my Carter for 56 bucks with their AR RPM 9 steel. This thing just has amazing action. I mean, I just barely touched that and it comes rocketing out. I mean, it's definitely an addictive action and a nice knife as well. And if you don't want something that small as an alternative, they have the CJRB Craig with their recoil lock that allows you to pull that back and close it. The Craig with the recoil lock is $39, D2 steel. Only reason I didn't put this one before the Rhea is because I had to kind of modify the top of this right here so I could get some traction. Mine was a little bit slippery, but you could also grab the sides right here and pull it back as well. But definitely a smooth knife and could be a great fidgeter. All right, next up is coming from SRM Knives. It is the 1168. This is a nice budget knife from San Remu. D2 steel, riding on bearings, very nice fidgety action. Two means of deployment. You can use that thumb hole for a spidey flick. You can use that flipper tab, and you can slow roll it. This particular one is out of stock at the moment, so I threw in a alternate, another SRM, the 9201. This thing is awesome for the money. I think these cost 30 bucks, and you get D2 steel. And they do a good job with it because I've tested this thing really hard and it did a great job for a $30 knife. One thing I will note though, you do have to put Loctite on that pivot. Anything with the axe style lock's gonna be a nice fidgeter. All right, next up is coming from Kubi Knives, and it is the KB 239 Drake. Excuse this right here, it's about to get a chop mod. This one's in Austin steel, contour G10 scales, two methods of deployment. You got that hole, you can do the spidey flick, you can use the flipper tab, and of course you could flick it out with your thumb. And this thing is stupid smooth, very fidgetable knife. And the Drake only comes in at $51 with that Austin steel. Next up is coming from CH Knives, and that is the CH Knives Nighthawk. D2 steel, two means of deployment, and I think it's a okay looking knife. Inset liners, very smooth action, very smooth. And this thing, I gotta say, is a super fidgeter. You got that flipper tab, you got that thumb hole, you got that full size finger choil. It's a bigger knife, really cool. CH Knives Nighthawk. Alrighty, next up is coming from Asher Knives, and that is the Asher Knives Sparrow. I reviewed this one on the channel. S35V in steel, contour G10 scales, inset stainless liners, ridiculously smooth. I mean, this thing has gotten smoother and smoother. I love a thumb hole deployer that comes out, very easily and smoothly. Deep carry, left or right hand tip up. And S35VN for $75. I think it's a good budget, and it did well in my testing as well. Go check out that video if you're interested. All right, can't have a fidgeting list without a Civivi on there, and it was hard to choose, but I went with the Civivi McKenna. This particular version is out of stock, but you can get it with D2, G10, and several other variations. But the D2 and G10 version is $68. You have that front flipper action that is just super fidgety, very smooth. You can do that reach around. You got tip up, left or right hand carry, deep carry, pocket clip. Really cool one from Civivi. And I have 3 alternates. If you didn't like the McKenna, you got the Mastiff, the mini bull mastiff that I did this this regrind to, because I didn't really like the cleaver shaped blade. The mini bull mastiff is $50, D2 steel, line of lock. You got the Civivi brazen with the D2, and this is the one that I snapped the tip off of in my testing, but very smooth knife nonetheless. And then one that's in more expensive, this is a $50 knife, and then this one's a very fidgety knife, but it was kind of getting in that higher price tier at $83.30, the Appalachian Drifter. I've reviewed this one. This one is a super fidgety knife because it's a slip joint with the detent ball that holding it in, so you could sit there all day and fidget. This would have made it over the McKenna if it wouldn't have been at the price it was. But S35VN, I think this is a great deal if you're okay with having a non-locking knife. All right, let's get these 2 out. All right, next up is coming from a sister company to Wii and Civivi, and that is the Syncut Scepter. You have dual means of deployment on the Scepter. Scepter comes in at $41. It's got 9CR, 18 MOV. You have that thumb stud deploy you can use, or you can use that flipper tab. Very, very good action on this one. It's not going to break the bank. Deep carry, tip up, left or right hand carry. This is a smaller knife, but it will get the job done. All right. Next up is coming from Real Steel, and it is the compact Metamorph. This particular version isn't the one that is on the list. I have the aluminum version, but it's loaned out to a friend, and we'll act like this is the aluminum version. Aluminum version comes with VG10 steel, aluminum for $56, and I mean that action, you can easily do that, reach around on, and that front flipper action is a very, very, has great fidgetability to it. Deep carry pocket clip, but it is only right hand tip up, so that may be a deal breaker for some people. All right, 2 more left. Next up is coming from Kizer Knives, and that is the Latvin Mini. I love the simple aesthetics of this knife. It's got that tuxedo looking G10 scales with the white in the middle. You got that classic drop point blade shape, Bowler N690. As you can see, it's wearing my edge. I did my video on this one. Check it out if you're interested. You have 2 means of deployment. You got that back flipper right here, and you got the front flipper. Mine has very, very nice action. I've had some reports saying their detent was too stiff, so I don't know if that was, if that's the case, let people know down in the comments. You got inset stainless liners, contoured G10, that white backspacer, deep carry pocket clip. This is also a right hand tip up carry only as well. That is the Kizer Latvin Mini at $69. Last up is coming from Ferrum Forge Knives, and that is the Prolix. You have that nice elongated hole to get a good spotty flick from. You can also slow roll it, and you can use that flipper tab. Ferrum Forge is the king when it comes to setting up a flipper tab the right way. You can see that flipper tab is canted in that direction, so you don't have anything pointy. You can push button it, and it's very comfortable, and you can light switch it, and it's very comfortable as well. You can also choke up on this knife. The Prolix comes in at $90. Kind of high for what you're getting, but you know, it's a Civivi made knife. This one is in Nitro V steel, so you know that's kind of part of the reason for the more expensive price tag. And also it's branded by Ferrum Forge, so it's going to be more. You have their logo pivot right there. That's a nice little touch. Deep carry. This is also one that is right hand tip up carry only, so sorry about that, lefties. So there you go. That's my top 10 fidget knives. Let me know what yours are. You know, I'm always interested in finding more fidgety knives because I'm a fidgety kind of guy. And you never know. If I get enough suggestions on different knives, I might pick some up and give you a shout out in the video. And of course, I know there's tons of other ones out there. This is just knives that are in my collection. So I don't want anybody to get upset because their favorite fidget knife isn't in this selection. You know, there's only so many knives that I can put in a video, and so many knives that I can buy myself. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I will try to leave a link to all these knives down below, so definitely check that out. I hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.